So if you're somebody like me who comes from a pretty tough family, household, upbringing, where this seed, the nasty, dirty, stinking, destructive seed called self-doubt was planted into your subconscious, keep watching. Hey soul family, it's your girl Zeta with the Twisted Healer, and I am here with the little soul talk. Now, I normally do my soul talks at night, but I just feel like getting this out because it's 2023. We are healing, we are transforming, and we are growing through these challenges. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subby, hey boo, hey my loves, hey my soul family, my tribe, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy content regarding healing, growth, personal development, just mind, body, and soul food, okay? So yeah, let's get into this video. So people who struggle with childhood trauma such as self-doubt, trust me, I'm one of them. I was that girl. I was that kid with a bully for a mom. She was a bully all her life, so I guess it didn't change when she had kids. It probably gotten even worse. So growing up, I think as early as I can remember, it's like 3 years old. I would say from about 3 to 7, I had a pretty good childhood. Just a happy-go-lucky little girl. Very curious about life. Just a fun-spirited little kid. But then when I reached about 8 is when I started to experience my mother bullying me. I started to look more like my dad. My skin got darker. And my mom would say some really nasty things to me because my skin complexion didn't look like my cousins, didn't look like, the rest of my family, which she was the one who had me. She would say a lot of little nasty things to me that just really killed my self-confidence. Always compared me to other people's kids. Comparison is one of the #1 confidence killers, like, ever. No parent should ever compare their child to anyone else because it is so crippling and will make you feel like you're not good enough. So I had that type of mom. Always compared me to other people. Always made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And I felt like from about 8 years old is when I started to do more. Felt like I had to be extra. I had to be something else, be someone else, just to make my mother proud. My mom was a workaholic. My dad was in and out my life. So the main people that I could rely on to get that validation, that praise and encouragement and empowerment was mainly my grandmother and other people in my family, uncles, cousins, and so forth. But the people that it mattered the most from, I didn't get that. I think, I was involved in many different things: sports, cheerleading, dance, talent shows. I used to sing. I used to love singing. I wanted to be a singer when I grew up. And I think my mom maybe came to one of my talent shows, if I'm not mistaken. She would pay for it, but she wouldn't be there. And that's what mattered the most. So as a kid, dealing with, comparison issues, feeling like I wasn't good enough. When I reached my teenage years, oh my gosh, it got even worse. Because then I started going through puberty. I developed acne. And, of course, my mom did try to help me with those things, but, she always made me feel so ugly. I started to gain weight, and I just became very self-conscious, very, very self-conscious. I remember in 8th grade, I used to literally, it could be burning up outside, and I would have my coat zipped up because I didn't want my belly to show. I didn't want my thighs to show. I was a pretty thick girl. And I just did not want to be seen. I just developed this anxiety, nervousness. It would be hard for me to speak in public. Even though I was a pretty social kid, and I would try to hide it, try to mask it, make it seem like I wasn't self-conscious, but I was extremely self-conscious. And I was one of those supportive friends, one of those loving, sharing, supportive friends. But, you know, I just never really had the self-confidence to really chase my dreams and my goals. It's like I always felt like I needed permission, like I needed some type of validation for someone to tell me that I'm doing it right, that, you know, I'm doing okay, you know, giving me that extra boost of encouragement. And it took me a long time to reach the place where I'm at right now. And because I have healed through this, I'm telling you, if you are going through this situation, or if you're going through that healing process, that healing phase, or trying to figure it all out, honey, let me tell you, there is a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. There is hope at the end of it. The way all of that self-doubt played out in my early adulthood and even into my early 30s was that I realized I attracted relationships, toxic relationships. All of my long-term relationships were pretty toxic, but they were learning experiences. So I don't regret anything. I don't take anything back. But I developed this trait of wanting to please people, wanting to, you know, be everything to my man, everything to that person at that time. And I realized, like, wait, why do I keep attracting these types of people? Because I knew that, you know, after about 2 years, I will be completely exhausted with the person. And this happened in pretty much every relationship. Like, every relationship, it was a different person, but pretty much the same scenario. And I would want to be that everything to everyone. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be noticed. The way I viewed confidence was by enhancing my body, showing off my body, using sex appeal and seductiveness to be able to attract guys. And then I would get with the guy and realize all the work that I was putting in to make sure they were happy, but I wasn't truly getting what I wanted in return. And it took for me to deal with that roller coaster of relationships to truly understand where the whole seed was planted. It was like a seed of a snake, and the snake just grew bigger and bigger and bigger until it was a python. And I realized in my last relationship, I had to ask God, like, God, why do I keep attracting the same type of person? Why? And I'm gonna save that for another video. But I realized that it stemmed from my childhood. And best believe it's all for divine purpose. It's all for divine purpose. And that is what we're about to get into right now. Okay? Because when you realize that it stems from your childhood, you got to go back and address the person who first planted this seed. And that is the hardest thing in the world. And I kid you not, my whole life, I kept saying to myself, I kept asking God, if my mother wasn't my mother, would I want to be her friend? Would I want to be, even would I talk to this person? Would we have a real relationship? I don't know. I kept asking God, please help me with my mother. I don't know what to do. I feel exhausted. I feel like nothing I do is ever good enough. She doesn't value me. She doesn't, she makes me feel worthless. Even with my wins, she wouldn't celebrate my wins. I went through a period where I was eating healthy, lost weight. I looked so good, felt so happy and confident. And my mother, instead of her celebrating me and being happy for me, she told me I looked like a crackhead. It really damaged my self-esteem for a long time, and I always felt like I needed that validation. Until one day God showed me, no, sweetheart, you don't need her validation. You don't need anybody's validation. You need to self-soothe, love yourself harder than anybody has ever loved you. You don't need it. You don't need it. And so what I did, I had to tell my mother, listen, I've done all that I can do. I am done. I am done trying to please you. I am done trying to make you see me and see my worth. I told her I was done. And it was almost like chopping the head off of a snake. And the snake died. And it's up to, and I realized it was up to me, just like it's up to you, to go back and rewrite the story. Kill that seed, chop the head off that snake, and you start over. Everything that you ever wanted to do, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and do it. What I realized, like, because it's like a newfound sense of freedom. Everything that you were told no about, or that you were unsure about, whether that's your financial health, learning how to be better with your money, learning how to, upgrade your appearance so that you feel at your best, you're most confident. Invest in yourself. That's the biggest way to heal self-doubt. Cut the head off the snake, whoever those people were, wish them well in their life, send them on, let it go completely so that you can ground yourself, catch your bearings, and become the best version of yourself, independent of that energy, of that identity, of that low version of yourself, right? Cut it off, let it go. Then invest in yourself. Watch videos, read books, educate yourself on how to be your best version. Those things that you love to do, do them. Everything that you want to do it. Don't ask permission. Don't ask for approval. Go hard for yourself. Pour into yourself. Take that extra time to get extra rest. Take a bubble bath. Go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Whatever it is that makes you feel happy and confident within yourself, do it. Don't ask anybody for anything. This is my mantra. This is my motto for this year, especially, but from here on out. Don't ask anything from anyone anymore. Become completely independent. This is the divine lesson within it all. Is becoming independent. Maybe in your past life, you had some dependency issues that you came into this life with. In this life, it's meant to learn how to be independent, how to not care, how to not give a fuck, how to not take anyone's bullshit, how to stand up for yourself, how to truly love yourself from a spiritual standpoint, not an egotistical, physical, how to accept yourself with all of your flaws, all of your wonderfulness, all of your uniqueness, because guess what? God only made one of you. That's the beauty of it. Like, there's nobody else like you. Out of the billions of us that exist on this planet, there is only one you, and that is something to celebrate. You should be celebrating all of your wins, even your losses, all your lessons. Like being so comfortable in the fact that you speak the way that you do. You have the face, you have the voice, you have the eyes, the nose, the ears, the gifts. You bring all that specialness to the table, whatever. Something that you were born with is here for a reason. It's here for a divine purpose. And so when you just love on yourself, wholeheartedly pouring into yourself, those insecurities, they literally just fall away. It's like a newfound sense of fearlessness. It's a newfound sense of freedom and independence. Know that this lesson is all divine purpose. It's bigger than your parents. It's bigger than your childhood. It is embedded. It is a lesson that is embedded in your subconscious that is just for you, so that when you come out of it, you feel unstoppable. You feel fearless. And from that point is when it all changes. That's all I have for you in this video. I hope that it was helpful. Again, we're going to heal through these childhood traumas so that we can become the best version of ourselves in 2023. It's a new year. It's a new time. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you like this video. Share it with someone who may need to hear it. And I will see y'all in the next video. All right? Bye.